Right, hi guys, welcome back to Kestrel Direct and MK Sportscars. Another workshop. Really busy. I don't know where we're going to start even with this. Another turbo conversion. So here we got another RLM engine. Been to them. Customer had it as a standard Cup 200 car. Now he's doing more sprinting, hill climbing in the vehicle. So it's been off to RLM, engine out. Fully forged the engine, so pistons, rods, loads of other stuff that needed doing on this, and we started the process of putting it all back together. So you can't just bolt a turbo on anything. Well, you can. It might last 5 minutes, might last 5 years, who knows. But you know, for reliability, lots of things need to be done inside it just to make sure the reliability is there. Now RLM do that really well, and then the manifold and the turbo, which is on here, is a G25 550. We've been hooking all this up and plumbing it all in. Exhaust system has been mocked up and done. That's a 3.5 inch straight away through, and comes out to a nice big silencer there. We've got the kit down here somewhere for that. And that's a straight through 3.5 inch right away through. Now, next up, plenum. This we've been mocking up and making all the pipe work for. So we've got a blower valve, we've been welding these up, making the block for where the blower valve is going to sit, which is there, which we've got. Not that one, but the actuator, here we go, is a blow-off valve. We just fabricated for this to go into here, and that will be vacuum lined into the intakes there, vacuum lined in. Then we've got the actuator bracket. We're just mocking this up now, making the bracket for this, which is going to mount to the turbo for actuating the boost, and we try and get as low a spring in here as possible PSI wise to, again, have a couple of different settings on that for the boost control, which will be done by this little Mac boost control, the Turbo Smart one. This one will then allow us to run more or less boost, so we've got to plumb this little bad boy in. So another little job to do. Onto a map sensor and all that, some wiring and everything else. So this is on AT throttle bodies, so it's not on drive-by-wire, it's on a billet throttle body. Really nice. And then the billet fuel rail, and then what we've done, normally this only has one intake here for fuel. We've come in, teed off and come into both, so we get a nice balance pressure across the fuel rail. Bigger injectors, much bigger, 1000cc injectors in there. Clutch has been upgraded in there, so all the bits that you can't really see is inside on that. And then we've got intercooler at the front, radiator and all cool at the back, which is on a fan override as well to cool that. Because it's a sprint hill climb car, we struggle to get the temperatures in, so we maintain the temperature. It's not like a track work car, very different. This is more of a sprint hill climb. And then we'll finish all this pipe work off, balance it up, big Michelor clamps, so we'll have lots of these shiny big Michelor clamps to hold it all together, because it runs a fair amount of pressure boost wise. You think 14, 15, 16, 17, 20 psi, it's quite a lot of pressure. It's what we run in the front tyre, 20 psi. It's quite a lot of pressure trying to get rid of pipe work, so make sure it's really clamped up nice. Now, difficult to see in here, but on the turbo, this is going to be water cooled as well. So we've got some coolant lines that we're going to be running into the turbo. This one, that's one engine side and one the other side, so it flows through and around the head and cool side. Then we've got our oil feed that is in here that we've got to tap into the block for the turbo as well. That's all got to be plumbed in. And then we've got a return here. This is your drain, which will go back into this little scavenge pump. Really hard to see, but there's a little scavenge pump here that sucks the oil out the turbo and feeds it back into the engine. If you can't, you've got to go, why didn't you go back into the sump? Well, where we do an overfill on the sump on these bike engines, the oil level's too high, so it won't have anywhere to go, and it'll probably backfeed, build up pressure, and then you end up with a smoky turbo net. So we want something that keeps a nice drain out of it. If you can get some nice head height on it and flow it into the top of the sump, that's fine, but because we only run a shallow pan and a very high oil level, then it's a bit more challenging. Just on the top here, we've got this little bracket here. You're probably thinking, what's that for? Well, this connects the turbo to there, so it's like a turbo hanger to take the pressure and the weight off of this on the V-banks. It's going to get hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. You can end up, normally shouldn't do with cast, but just in case, this is where your pressure is going to happen and probably a crack. But if you take the load off of it there with this is a left hand, right hand threaded rod, so if you do one way and the other, it will tighten and contract it, so we can then take quite a bit of the weight. This is part of the kit from RLM as well. Really good idea. A lot of people just bolt them on and think you fit and forget, but it's just, I'm going to say it's belt and braces, and why wouldn't you really? It's a lot of car, a lot of performance, so we can make sure it's reliable as possible. So then lots of pipe work to do, lots of bits of intercooler stuff to do, and pipe work, all that side of it, cooling, wiring. Then it's got to go, once you get that together, all the cage can go back on, side panel can go back on, and then it'll be up to dyno. And we'll probably show you that, because it's got to do some wiring and finish that off. Lambda sensor's got to be wired in, and all the other few bits and bobs that we've got to do into the sort of Life Racing F88 ECU under here. So that will get all wired in nicely as well, just to make sure, because this has got traction control, launch control, it's got it all. Like if you look at the steering wheel, kind of full round here, but yeah, all under here. So we've got the free wheel, and you've got traction control on here, and off, and launch control, which is just on a bit of tape at the moment, but all of these settings. So it's one design, purpose, to go fast, really, really quickly, to get off the line and do a 0 to 60 or 60 foot really, really quickly. It's more of a drag car than it is going around the circuit, so it's going to be on big tyres, big sticks. It's got the extra wide arches on here, big tyres, force racing rims on here, really lightweight, Kumo tyres. It's geared down, so top speed's not as important as getting up to the top speed acceleration wise. So I think Rob will be really pleased with this, with the power and everything else. And it's all really nice quality. It's billet fuel wells, billet plenums, you know, all of this stuff, it's just really nicely well engineered behind it all. It's going to be an absolute weapon. I mean, I can't wait to have a go in something like this. I know what they're like. They're bonkers fast. So, yeah, if you want to know more about this, the turbochargers, the kits, or anything else that's involved with cup, racing, sprinting, hill climbing, all of that sort of things, hook us up phone call here at MK Sportscars. I hope you like this. Everybody likes a bit of power. Everybody likes a bit of whoosh bang, and a bit of pop and a bang, and a whoosh, 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 a bit of that going on. So, yeah, we're looking forward to seeing that and see how he gets on in competition this year. Right, remember to like, share, subscribe, guys, and I will catch you next time.